Fuller keeps Stewie at bay at Fonda. The Outlaws dusts them off at Lebanon Valley. We go in the pits with a modified campaigner at the Track of Champions. Okay, we finally saw some racing this week. Let's get back to it. Race Pro Weekly starts now. Hello and welcome to another episode of Race Pro Weekly. I'm your host, Mike Warren. Stuart Friesen took the opener at the Fonda Speedway and he was back in action this past Saturday night. But would he be the one to get it done? Let's head to the oval now in our opening highlight brought to you by Lando Maintenance. It was the always entertaining autograph night at the Fonda Speedway, and wait, why is there a T-Rex in the... Oh, okay, that explains it. It's on Danny Barron's car. T-Rex Express. Makes sense. Meanwhile, Danny's father, Bobby, going to lead the field to the green in this feature event out at the Track of Champions. His car's looking to work their way up through the field early in this one. As you see Sean Pangman coming together with Danny Barron through turn number 3 and 4 as they fight for position. Barron will win that battle. Jack Lehner looking to work up through the field. And here comes the Empire Executioner, Tim Fuller, working up on the outside lane. And there's the opening day winner, Stuart Friesen, right behind him, trying to make something stick for his second win of 2018 at the Speedway. Fuller wasting no time using the outside lane as he would already work up into the top 5 to try to get by Danny Barron. Now go to work on Jeremy Wilder as the caution comes out for Jeff Rockefeller. Off the restart, you can see Stuart Friesen trying to make a move on the outside lane as they work up through turn number 2. Lehner trying to hold position. Meanwhile, here comes Stewie working it up on the outside. He would get by that number 93 machine to Danny Barron off the corner, then go to work on Wilder for position. He'd get him too, and then it's just Barron and Tim Fuller in front of him as meanwhile, Fuller going to work the outside lane. He'd go right by the 76 of Barron for the number 1 spot. Look to set sail on to victory as here comes Barron working it to the inside lane one more time to get by Fuller. Meanwhile, here's Stuart Friesen. He's going to hit him one time coming off at turn number 4, and looks like there was a magnet stuck to that 76 car as he'd give him a little shot as he went by him again down the short chute and past the Cow Palace as that number 44 machine would move up into that number 2 position. Up off at turn number 2, they'd fly. It would be Friesen trying to take home the win against Fuller, but Fuller too strong in this one as he picks up the win. Second would be Stuart Friesen. Bobby Barron would have to settle for 3rd, Jeremy Wilder 4th, and Danny Barron would finish in 5th. To the Fulton Speedway we go for their small block opener. A little bit of action beforehand, a little bit of trouble going into the infield, but it would be Larry Welling and Kid Lightning Larry White up on the front of this one in this feature event, the first small block feature of the 2018 season, and it would be a battle right away as Lightning going to the top side as he's known for, trying to get by Welling for that number 1 position. Couldn't make it stick the first time, but that time he gets it off at turn number 2 and he'd be your new race leader, but the more things change, the more they stay the same because here comes Tim Sears Jr. working it up on the inside lane, trying to take that number 1 spot away from White as they are side by side moving toward the closing stages. And with 2 laps to go, Sears would nose out ahead and be your new race leader. Larry White would have one last shot at him, working his way up off of turn number 2, trying to get the high side, but it wouldn't be enough as Tim Sears Jr. wins the opener out at Fulton. Larry White would have to settle for 2nd. Billy Whitaker would finish in 3rd. Glenn Forward 4th. And Ron Davis III would finish in 5th. It's now time for this week's John Ray and Sons fan poll question, which is, what is your favorite Saturday night track? Cast your answers on our Facebook page at facebook.com/RaceProWeekly, and we'll see if we can get some of your answers read on next week's show. Let's take a look at last week's fan poll question, which was, of course, what is your favorite Friday night track? Well, I'm going to the percentages here on this one. Albany Saratoga led the way with 68%. I would have to agree with you, but hey, I might be just a little biased. Brewerton 2nd with 16%, Accord 3rd with 11%, and Mohawk International Raceway with 5%. Coming up on Race Pro Weekly, we take a look at the only feature to get in at Albany Saratoga last Friday, and we'll see what happened down on the high banks of the Valley of Speed. You're watching Race Pro Weekly.
You know, Mother Nature makes the best products, and Ghent Wood Products in Columbia County has figured out the secret. We use locally harvested trees, milled and kiln-dried right on site in Ghent. We stock rough-cut lumber, green or kiln-dried. If you prefer finished products, we offer that too, including shiplap, flooring, paneling, exterior siding, and tabletops. Come check out the reclaimed mushroom wood and barnwood siding. We combine the mill experience with a retail store, so you can go straight to the mill and handpick the wood you want.
Reputable. Reliable. Results. That's what you get when you call Rick and the professionals at RCT Roofing. Quality service at fair prices. RCT gets the job done. Just like Nick Stone and the RCT Pro Stock. RCT Roofing, we've got you covered. There's only one place in the capital region for you to get the full racing action. Stop down at the Bobco video booth at the track or call 518-399-0937. Bobco Racing Video, the next best thing to being there. Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly, and hey, chicks dig the hair. Albany Saratoga Speedway got one feature in the books. It was the limited sportsman as Matt Rich would lead the field to the green. He'd be pressured by Travis Billington and Justin Buff down the back straightaway, working it up on the top side. Michael Wagner Fitzgerald there as well, as a number of cars having a little trouble. Bill August getting knocked into the infield. He'd gather it back up together, and here's Buff trying to go under Wagner Fitzgerald for position, headed into turn number 3 and 4. Wagner Fitzgerald on the low side would get by him, and Buff would look to follow as almost contact with Travis Billington up into the corner. Here's Gary DeRocher and Steven Neer fighting for position, along with Scott Bennett Jr. off of turn number 4, as Matt Rich would continue to lead this one. Lou Torres would go up and over on the backstretch. Emily Quinn involved as well. And, well, that's when the rains came, as Torres would be okay, but the rain would force the drivers to be pulled into the racing surface, and that would do it. Matt Rich would pick up the win in the limited sportsman feature event. Michael Wagner Fitzgerald would finish in second, Justin Buff third, Travis Billington fourth, and John Stoll would finish in fifth. Action comes back this coming Friday night. Double features for the modifieds getting set at the Great Race Place. To the high banks we go for some heat race action to get it started. Brett Hearn with some trouble on that Matson overhead doors car number 20 machine. He would take it pit side, but as we go to the start of the 30-lap modified feature, it would be Denny Soltis, the Connecticut Yankee, with another Connecticut boy, LJ Lombardo, to the inside lane to get things started. It wouldn't take long till the Outlaw would move to the inside lane to get by the 1X machine up through turn number 3 and 4, and Keith Flack was looking to follow on the inside to take the number 2 spot away. He would do that early and look to battle with your race leader. Kenny Tremont, Ronnie Johnson, and Eddie Marshall all fighting for position. Is Robbie Pitcher there as well? They go 4 wide. Here's Kyle Armstrong starting to work his way up into the number 4 spot as he would get by the Kingfish, Mike King, for position. As that's happening, the battle for the race lead would continue as Keith Flack, you could tell, had a little bit of trouble handling with a push-off at turn number 4 as he tried to get by Lombardo. Then you have Andy Bacchetti and Ronnie Johnson fighting for position down the back straightaway, with Johnson getting the advantage that time. Caution will come out for the 42 of Kyle Shelton as they went back to green flag racing. Lombardo was going to look to take control, but here comes Kenny Tremont trying to work his way into the top 5. Here as we get toward the midway point of this feature event. Flack would lose a spot to Robbie Pitcher as Pitcher would go to 3rd. Here comes Tremont on the inside looking to take the number 4 spot away. Meanwhile, a new challenger for the race lead is here's the Newtown Pools 11A of Kyle Armstrong working on the back bumper of the 35 of Lombardo, and as that happens, Tremont looks to make the pass for 4th on Flack. He does. He would then go to work on Robbie Pitcher for that number 3 spot, but Pitcher with a strong ride on the outside lane. As that's happening, opening night winner Brett Hearn trying to work his way up into the number 6 spot. He would get by the 2RJ Ronnie Johnson off at turn number 4 to take that position away. And here's the battle for second one more time as Pitcher trying to get by the 11A down the back straightaway. He'd make the blast pass, but it's all behind LJ Lombardo. Career win number 2 for the Outlaw at the Valley. Pitcher would settle for second. Keith Flack would battle back to finish 3rd. Kyle Armstrong 4th, and Kenny Tremont would finish in 5th. Sportsman action at the Fonda Speedway first. You mentioned the RCT Roofing number 27 and Nick Stone. We'd like to wish Rick Taylor the best of luck after a tough work injury from earlier in the spring. Meanwhile, caution will come out right away in this feature event. Is a little tough sledding early, but the 22 machine of Tim Hartman Jr. will go en route to his first win of the season out at the Fonda Speedway. To the Pro Stock feature event now. A lot of cars looking to work their way up to the field of this event. Always entertaining. Cousin Luke Horning trying to push through as Kenny Gates currently the race leader right now. Here's Randy Kosman working to the inside lane, trying to get by Cousin Luke, and there goes Kosman around. Up in between turn number 1 and 2. Another car going to get it up against the wall, up in the corner, and looks like Jason Morrison over there as well in the 715 machine. He's not too happy. He's going to give him a little shot on the way into the pits. Okay, maybe a little bigger shot off the corner. Meanwhile, off the restart, still Gates up there. Jimmy Normoyle sitting in the number 2 spot. Here's Josh Coonrad looking to go for spot number 3 off the corner. He would get that away. And here's Cousin Luke working it to the inside lane, trying to take away spot number 4 as they come off the corner. Cousin Luke drives in a little bit too deep that time up into turn number 2. He goes around trying to get past Coonrad for third. Narrowly misses another machine as the green flag comes back out on the speedway with Gates in front. Cars looking to work their way up through the field. Now is Costman right up there once again on the outside. Justin Knight in there as well with Cousin Luke, but it's all behind Kenny Gates. Win number 74 at the Track of Champions in the Pro Stock Division. Coonrad would finish in second. Ivan Joslin would come home third. A.J. Walters fourth. And Luke Horning would round out the top 5. Back to the Sportsman feature event now. Tim Hartman Jr. you saw picked up the win. Brian Pasolano was second. Nick Scavia third. Jeremy Pitts fourth. And Jeff Holt rounded out your top 5. Other winners on the night. Johnny Floyd would pick up the win in the street stocks, and Travis Billington in the limited sportsman. When we come back, we'll give you not 1, not 2, but 3 sportsman feature events at the Fulton Speedway. Then we'll head back to the high banks to see what happened on opening night for the small blocks.
Hi, I'm Eric Pope, General Manager of John Ray & Sons. We're proud to be offering Bryant heating and air conditioning systems. Just like us, Bryant has been delivering home comfort solutions for more than a century.
Call today for a free consultation and save up to $875 with Bryant bonus rebates.
I'm Michael Laporte, Service Manager. From sales to service, our goal is to keep you comfortable, whatever it takes. Ductless AC is a perfect solution for homes without ductwork, new additions, or anywhere you need cool relief.
Call or visit johnray.com today.
Spring is finally here and the temperatures are rising and the deals are hotter than ever. Hi, I'm Charlie Morris of Morris Ford in Burnt Hills. You have to come in for the hottest cars, trucks, and SUVs on the market today here at Morris Ford, all with leading technology and advanced safety. With thousands off and low payments, there's never been a better time to buy a new Ford. So come in to Morris Ford and let us show you why we've been selling cars in the Capital District for over 46 years.
Our Terry Morris will always be number 1.
That's it, baby. Put it to the wood. You'll get it.
You don't need sunlight or wide open spaces. You don't need 4 wheels. Actually, you don't need any wheels. You don't need a lot of time. You don't even need gravity. All you need is an engine and Sunoco fuel.
Courage at the mile. What part does courage play in this victory?
Kinzer going into the corner, trying to get by Dale Waxaw, makes contact.
Hell of a lot, I'll tell you that right there.
So many times, everybody had lost track. Look at how it shot up on the center track.
Tell you what, that was some close races at a high speed.
The World of Outlaws create memories for fans every night. Now share your favorite Outlaw moment on social media. Whether it was 1978, 1998, or 2018, we want to know, what's your Outlaw moment? Did you sneak into a victory lane picture? Get whiplash driving past a parking lot full of crews at work? Or maybe you simply got to meet your favorite driver in the pits after the races. Tweet it, Instagram it, just use the hashtag #MyOutlawMoment. You might even hear Voice of the Outlaws Johnny Gibson share your memory at the track. Don't delay, start posting today. Let us know with My Outlaw Moment.
Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly as we're about to triple up sportsman style as Tyler Thompson and Garrett Rushlow going to lead the field of the green in the first of 3 feature events for the SUNY Canton Sportsman. As you see working on the inside is that 24 Rushlow. But here comes Brandon Ford trying to split the middle. They'll go 3 wide up off by turn number 2. And Ford would work to have the advantage down the back straightaway, but working it up off the corner of number 4. It would be Ford with the lead. He gets some pressure from Corey Barker at the end of this one, but off of turn number 4, it would be Ford holding on to the win in feature number 1. Feature number 2 would see Chris Cunningham and Jessica Power get out to an early race advantage down the back straightaway. Mike Stanton in there as well. Power would work to the inside to look to take the race lead away, and she would get it, but it wouldn't be long as with a lap and a half to go. Here comes Mike Stanton working it up on the outside lane. He would take the lead down the back straightaway and look to hold on off a turn number 4 to win feature number 2. Feature number 3 would see Billy Clark Jr. get the early advantage, but Mike Button was coming and coming fast down the back straightaways. He'd work to try to take the position away. Couldn't get there, though, as Billy Clark Jr. would win feature number 3 out at Fulton. So the 3 sportsman features, feature number 1, Brandon Ford would pick up the win. Corey Barker would finish in second. Will Shields third. Nate Higgins fourth. And Wade Crispin would round out the top 5. In feature number 2, it would be Mike Stanton picking up the win. Jessica Power second. Mark Yorker third. Mike Phelps fourth. And Alan Fink finishing 5th. And in the third feature for the Sportsman, Billy Clark Jr. grabs the win. Mike Button second, Zach Sabaka third, Nick Krause fourth, and Jeff Taylor would finish in fifth. Other winners on the night: Jason Parkhurst would get the win in the late models, Addison Bowman would win Novice Sportsman number 1, and Quinn Wallace would win Novice Sportsman number 2. Back to the Valley of Speed we go for some pro stock action to get it started, as the field would tumble up a little bit as Steve LaRochelle goes around in turn number 4. Jay Casey comes to a stop. A tough break for the family so far in this one. Back to the race, though. Battle for the number 2 spot. Here's the 51 of Jason Meltz getting by Nick Arnold for position, but racing Jason Casey would make the night a little bit better for the family as he picks up the win in the pro stocks. There's racing Jason, proud new dad, getting out of the car, and here comes the small block modifying feature event. Andy Bacchetti would lead the field to the green in that number 17 machine, working it up into turn number 1 and 2 for the first time. Brett Haas was moving quick as he tried to pull the electric slide job on the 25 of Frankie Harper, but Harper would cross back over as it worked down the front straightaway. Meanwhile, Haas would have to work to get back by the Reifenberg Construction car number 1 and Jason Harrington down the back straightaway. Into the west end of the speedway they'd go, but then the battle will be on for second as here comes Harper trying to get by the 82 of Brian Peterson up off of turn number 2. Now you see him going to the west end, and Harper going to look to make it stick on the inside lane. He does. He'll pull into second. Brett Haas was coming, though, right behind him as he would get by Peterson, then go to work on the 25 of Harper down the back straightaway. Put that Mildred Ellie car into second, and as that happens, caution comes out for the 34 of J.R. Hefner up in smoke on the back straightaway. Off the restart, you didn't think Tremont was going away in the small blocks, did you? As he cracks the top 5 looking to work for position, but right in front of him, here's Jason Harrington putting the moves on the 25 of Frank Harper off of turn number 4. Tremont looking to follow to take that number 4 spot away as they roll down the front straightaway. Here's Tremont battling with the 1 of Harrington down the backstretch once again, but all behind the wild child as Andy Bacchetti picks up the 358 modified victory. Second would be Brett the Thread Haas. Harrington would hold on for third. Kenny Tremont fourth, and freaking fast Frankie Harper coming home fifth. When we come back on Race Pro Weekly, we'll head back to the high banks for some more open wheel action, and we'll go in the pits with one of the modified drivers at the Fonda Speedway. Performance, quality, service. That's DMC Racing Products. Hundreds of name brand parts, competitive prices. That's DMC. DMC Racing Products. Race to win.
I'm Brian from 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This is my main man, Tom, and my other main man, Tom.
You never know how much junk you've got until you move.
Point to something you wish would disappear.
Would it be possible to... It's gone!
All you have to do is point.
Where have you been all my life?
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
If you are a tracker series that would like to be highlighted on Race Pro Weekly, email us at show@raceproweekly.com. Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly and Great Balls of Fire. It's the Boomers Performance Pure Stock Class. Jesse Murphy going around in this one, a 20-lap feature. There's Big Ed Hatch and Al Relier holding on to pick up the win in a big money event for the Pure Stocks. To the Sportsman Division feature now, Cody Oakes and Chris Lynch going to lead the field down the back straightaway in this 20-lap event, as Chris Lynch would go to the lead on the outside lane in this 4-car battle that would start to shape up as John Virgilio and Rob Maxon in there as well. Here's Maxon trying to work the outside of that Turner Auto car number 14 down the back straightaway as Maxon would move into third. Then he continued to work his way up through the field, moving to the inside lane to try to get by Cody Oakes for position. He would take the number 2 spot right there and then go to work on the 74 of Chris Lynch as he would make the blast pass going up into turn number 3 and 4 and make it stick on the high side. New race leader, that's the 96. Meanwhile, Whitey Slavin battling with the opening night winner Chris Curtis as they go up into the east end of the speedway. Curtis trying to make the move to get by the 53. He does, looking to make it stick down the back straightaway. Here he comes again off at turn number 4, and Curtis going to make the move stick, getting in front of Virgilio down the front stretch. Now a battle as the car moving up through the top 5. Here's the 12C of Peter Carlotto looking for spot number 3. He would move to the inside of Cody Oaks, and then once he gets done with that, he would look to get past the 74 of Chris Lynch and move into the number 2 spot. He was coming, but as you can see, the deficit, well, that may be a little too much to handle, as there goes Maxon through 1 and 2. There goes Carlotto through 1 and 2. Maxon, he gone, picking up the win in the Sportsman Division at the Valley. Carlotto would have to settle for second. Chris Lynch would finish in third. Cody Oaks would finish fourth. Rounding out your top 5 would be the 35 of Chris Curtis. Other winners on the night, Jason Casey, as you saw, picked up the win in the Pro Stocks. In the Pure Stock regularly scheduled features, it was Johnny Devine, Chad Arsenal, and Big Ed Hatch. And in the clash, as you saw, it was Al Relier picking up the win. For many years now, Josh Owen Forrest has been a mainstay in the modified division up at the Fonda Speedway. Last weekend, our own Fast Eddie caught up with him as he goes in the pits to see how his season's going.
Josh, only the second week into the season so far. What can you tell us about your season to date?
We had a good season opener. Won the heat race and ended up 5th in a feature. It's a brand new car this year. Just trying to get a feel for it. We're still trying stuff. And tonight we got a little more of a handful. But I don't know, we're going to make some more adjustments before the feature here and see what we can do.
2 wins last season, a 5th in point. What was the decision to go with the DKM chassis?
We had a great season last year. Just honestly, DKM's right across the river here, and I live 10 minutes from here, so they're close. Dave and those guys are at the racetrack. Kyle and them, they're at the racetrack every week helping us. And for me, that was huge, just having somebody local to be able to, do everything in-house right there. It's your one-stop shop to go there. From body panels to cars to nerf bars, axles, whatever you need. Those guys are right there, and I don't have to go far. And with my busy schedule that I got, it's hard for me to get anywhere. So, it's that for me was kind of a no-brainer.
The last time you and I spoke in Victory Lane, it was up at Caroga Creek when they did the fundraiser for Albany Medical Center. What was your experience in the go-karts? How did that help you in the modifieds?
I raced go-karts since I was a little kid. I started out like 5 years old, and I ran karts for a good 10 years. And the biggest thing is just being smooth. The common knowledge, I would say, with a lot of stuff. Transfers over. Obviously this is a whole different ball game, but for me to go up there to get invited to do that event that they had last year was great. I mean, it was back to my home roots of where I spent a lot of years racing and growing up, and I got to see some familiar faces, and I don't think I forgot anything of how to get around a place. So that was I had a blast that night, and it was for a good cause on top of it. So,
what would you consider a successful 2018 season?
Well, my goal this season is we're going to focus on just Fonda. I only got one car this year. We're going to focus on this place on Saturday nights, and I'd like to try and be in a hunt for a championship this year. Every year we're close, just have some bad luck, something happens, and it takes us out of it. We've been top 5 in points down here for years, so this year I feel like we got a pretty good piece. We got a good motor program, we got a good car under us, and the people that help us out, and that's a big thing. I mean, I want to get as many wins as I can down here, be consistent, and hopefully at the end of the year, the points will show that. So, that's the main goal for this year.
It's now time for this week's NISCA Performer of the Week. And with his win up at the Fonda Speedway, it's the defending champion, Tim Fuller. The Empire Executioner is now eligible for the Performer of the Year award given out at the end of the season. That's all for this week's show. For the latest news, results, and photos, check out Race Pro Weekly online at www.raceproweekly.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. So for myself, Bobby Chalmers, Fast Eddie, Scott Morlock, Amber Chalmers, and everyone that helps put Race Pro Weekly together, Thank you for watching this week's episode, and we'll see you next time.